Today, I'll show you the inspiration for my dining area and the concerns and issues I'll need to address, and my exact design plans. This video is a continuing series of my apartment transformation that includes the 4 steps to creating the home you'll love. So in my dining room, in the meantime, while I'm making all of these plans, for my spring decor, I just am using a very neutral and pale palette. I'm adding just a touch of color with this swag. It's not very real looking. It's just a piece of decor that I've had for a while, and I thought I'd try it out on my china cabinet, just to get a little pop of color in that area. So my inspiration is a combination of like French provincial and traditional. And one of the things at the center of it all is my parents' wedding china. And you can see to the right there the photo of my parents on their wedding day. And this pattern is very pretty. It has a very feminine look to it. This pattern is called Sepia Rose by Johanna Haviland, I believe. I looked up this pattern on Replacements Limited or replacements.com, and luckily they do have this pattern listed. I don't have the entire set. Part of it is in storage where I can't get to at the moment. So I do plan on purchasing the coffee or teapot as well as a few of the teacups. And you can see that the pattern has this beautiful kind of watercolor pale blush roses and leaves with some silver, maybe kind of bronzy edging on the edges of the plate. Very pretty. Very appropriate for spring, I think. Now, these are silver cups that went with another wedding gift of my parents, which was part of a silver punch bowl. And here's another china pattern. This one is called Buckingham from I think that's Baum Brothers, also available on replacements.com. I will put the link below. And it's so great because when if you are thrifting china or you're buying it from a vintage place but you don't have the full set, you can always go on there to see if you can buy more pieces. I think you can also sell your china with them as well. Here is just more silver. I'm going to be doing a lot of silver cleaning. I have a lot more silver pieces, but I plan on cleaning all of my silver at once. It's something I'll probably just do once a year. I actually don't mind the tarnish look. I think it adds to the vintage kind of vibe. But at some point I will be cleaning all of the silver as well as my copper. As you saw, I also have some copper tins there and some other copper pieces I'll be adding. My design is going more towards a traditional look, coming from a more modern look that I used to have. So I still have modern pieces from places that I've lived before, and so making this transition is going to take some time. Now, this mood board is the representation of the step 1 of the 4 steps that in my previous video, if you haven't watched it, it has some great information. So on here, let's talk about the main pieces, which is the china cabinet. Now, this one pictured here has some dark wood background. It's a black cabinet, but there's still like a walnut or a dark background, which mine does not. I think I may or may not use a veneer of some sort just to lighten the back of the cabinet. I think it will add to bringing a little more light and contrast. Also, the other big purchases or swap outs in my dining area will be a new dining table and dining chairs. And I will be thrifting those. I have been looking in several different places. I've seen a few sets that I like. They don't necessarily have to come in a set, really. I can buy the table and the chairs separate. So we'll see. This is the table that I currently have. A lot of times I do put a tablecloth on it. I do have some imperfections. I've had this table, this tulip table, for a few years now, and it's starting to show its wear with a little scratches and some little imperfections on top. So it's time to swap it out. It's very sturdy and heavy, but it's, like I said, I'm moving from a modern look to a more traditional look and adding more wood. These Philippe Starck chairs from Cartel, these ghost chairs, are also, even though they have a classic line, it still reads very modern. So they will also be swapped out. I'm going to be putting these on Facebook Marketplace. So if I can put a link down there, I will, in case anybody's interested in purchasing those. And the Cartel chairs are still great looking, but somebody else can enjoy them now. I'm going to be mixing a lot of metals. As you can see, I've got copper, silver, gold. There's probably a little brass in there from the pulls on my cabinet. And I think it just looks really nice. Also crystal. And then the natural weave from the baskets. Everything gives a nice little textural story. And I do plan on purchasing some more vintage books as well. Now, this is a concern of mine, this Sputnik light that I bought. I loved it when I got it, but at the time, this cabinet, china cabinet, was not here, but now it's obstructing the top of the cabinet. It also gives off this kind of dulling light on everything. I always use battery operated candles, and here you can see I've tried to put in a rechargeable light, but now it doesn't hold a charge for that long, and it's fallen a couple of times, and I really just don't trust it when I'm putting my, nice heirloom items in there, and I don't want them to be broken. So what I plan on doing is using these crystal rechargeable votives for the inside of the cabinet, and this ceiling light that you see, I need something flush like this, preferably maybe like a ceramic look that's white, and the light is more directional, focusing on the dining table rather than washing out everything around it like my current ceiling light does. I can put a link to this Wayfair light in the description box below. And I'll be adding some other details like the art and family photos, and just creating a wonderful montage of different things that will inspire me throughout the spring and summer. Now you see that I have some inspiration for paint colors. I want to add more warmth to this part of the apartment. This dining area is part of the great room or the open area in the apartment. So I've collected some colors that I love from Benjamin Moore. And I will be getting some more for Sherwin-Williams before I make my decision of what I would like. If my idea is to actually paint sunlight or warmth on the walls, so the little bit of light that I do have coming in, that paint color is really going to boost that sunshine and really bathe the entire apartment in warmth. So the paint colors that I chose or that are in the mood board that you see there are Cafe au Lait by Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams Ripe Pear, and Valspar Sapling, I believe. And the other color is Walnut from Bear. I also plan on changing the gallery wall as well, which will mean a totally different arrangement and adding some different art pieces, keeping some, taking some away. We'll just have to see how that all works out once we get some more items and change some things out. For spring and summer, think about, instead of just getting fresh flowers all the time, use herbs to make your arrangements with. I got these beautiful flowering Mexican cilantro herbs from the farmer's market this morning, and I just thought they looked so fresh and so spring-like. And when you do this, it's so much less expensive than buying fresh flowers every week. Those were only like $2 at the farmer's market. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen my video of my apartment transformation, including the 4 steps to create the home you'll love, check that out, and I'll see you next time. And you can click the link here.